Priest? We got two of them? Yeah, alright, let's do Priest. I love Priest. We are starting a fresh Priest. Let me update the title here so people don't get mad looking for a rogue, because everybody loves a good rogue, but everybody likes a priest better. I was actually super excited about priest in this set because I think holy water is going to be really good. I think it's got value. So I've tried priest off stream before, and it was a little rough. I'm not going to lie. But looking at these cards, I think we take the Shadow Madness. You can get value out of the Soul Priest, and I really like the idea of holy water, but I think the Shadow Madness is just too much value when you get it rolling. Let's get a poison. Always love to have a poison out of the way early. These are pretty close together. I think the Death Speaker gives us the power over it, right? So let's do the Death Speaker instead of the Lone Champion. I really like where Death Speaker goes. Shrieking Shroom can be really fun, but I'm leaning towards the Raptor. I haven't ever gotten value out of this guy. I'm sure you can get value out of him, but since we don't have any heals outside of the hero power right now, I don't really want to mess with that guy. What are you guys thinking? Do you want to see the Shroom, or should I get the solid 3/2 beast? You want to see a dinosaur or a singing mushroom? I'll leave it up to you guys. Floating fish? I know that you have an opinion. Shroom. There you go. All right, Francis. All for you. I like the elixir a lot, but Ravencaller, I'm going to say it again, is the reason I stopped using Hearth Arena, because it rates it so low. I love Ravencaller. I'm going to show you how good Ravencaller is. I'm actually going to also, my YouTube video this weekend is going to be about Ravencaller. It's going to be an ode to Ravencaller. We're going to break down the stats. Going to show you how good it is in Arena. So check for that this weekend. I think Psionic Probe is just bad, right? This is kind of like the answer they wanted to make for the Spiteful Summoner, but it just didn't work like that, and especially since it's just for one class. We don't have any 5-drops yet. But do we need 5-drops? Do we just play 45 3-drops? Let's do it. Wow. I actually really like Psychic Scream. I think it's too hard to pass up on Psychic Scream. Free from Amber obviously gets you some value, but Psychic Scream's kind of like Twisted Nether, where if you're offered it, you never pass up on it. It gives you so many options. Like if you discover it, even if you already have one, I think you take the Psychic Scream, because it gets you value even if you're ahead, right? Let's do the Psychic Scream. Maybe we'll get another free from Amber. These are all solid, but dragons get extra value out of priest, so we're gonna go for the dragons because we want the dusk one. So we already passed a holy water for Shadow Madness. I think Shadow Madness is still better than having a second holy water. There's gonna be some times in Arena where holy water is insane, right? For 5 mana it can be tough though. We always like a chain gang too. I don't think we need 2 Shadow Madnesses. Sometimes you can get yourself in trouble having 2 of those, right? Like you don't want to be sitting on 2 of these. There's some situations where they're just not good. So I don't know. To me it's between holy water and chain gang, but I could be talked into the shadow. What are you guys thinking? It's always good to have a chain gang, and it's always good. So holy water, I'm really excited about holy water in the arena. It hasn't worked out yet. I think it has value though. This is going to be around in standard, so in arena, for the next 2 years. So this will at some point find its way into the arena meta. Might not be right now because arena is pretty aggressive. So these two, I think, in the current meta are more valuable. But arena is going to slow down in the next 18 months. Believe me, 20 months, and then this is going to be good. All right, we'll take it. Wow, that's a good pick too. I really like the Disciple, but I think we take the Spirit Lash. Just for some control. I mean, right now we don't do anything until turn 3. So we might need to catch up a little bit there. Yeah, I like having a Spirit Lash. This guy's super good. Super good in the new arena. Really helps you take care of stuff. Having a solid 4-drop's good too, but we don't have anything big yet, so let's do that and take care of it. Ooh, the Spellstone. The Secret Keeper. Boop, there's our 4-drop. Do we have any elementals yet? No, doesn't matter, it's still too good. You know, we just took the Royal Guard. I don't think we want this guy as one of our 8-drops. I don't think it's going to work out. Circle of Healing, we could kind of cheese with that, especially since we have a bunch of 3-drops. But I think we just take the 1/1 that can pressure a game. Yeah, let's do it. At the very least, we just Psychic Scream this guy, right? We get to 8 mana and give him a Gibber. So Thought Steal should be better than it is. It's the same mana as Arcane Intellect, right? And you're like, okay, 3 mana for a spell that gives you 2 cards. But it just feels like a lot of the time, especially because we're playing Arena and half our deck is poo, it feels like all you're pulling is poo. And I think that I really want a Scale Hide. That's a good card. But with the Death Rattle, we're going to make this Death Rattle work. We're going to get 1 card later. Maybe the Coffin Crasher that gets us value out of that. You always want a Pain. Do we already have a Wasp? We do. What's our 5-drops look like? Nothing yet? So the Warlord could be good. I don't know that having a second Wasp can passably be bad, though. Yeah, I'm going to take the Wasp. So we already have 2 poisons. This is my least favorite poison in Standard right now anyway, so I'm not worried about that guy. I think we make Vivid Nightmare work for us, right? We've got the Wasp. We've got the Shrieking Shroom, Bone Drake. I think we make Vivid Nightmare work for us. Let's work for it. I like Thought Steal too. I'm not saying Thought Steal is bad. I'm just saying it gets to a point sometimes where you're like, man, I'm going to get value out of this Thought Steal. And it happens way less often than it should. What? What year is this? Come on, man. What are we doing here? What's our taunt look like? I know we've had to pass up on 2 chain gangs, which we don't love. I think we have to take the Shield Master, right? I mean, our 6-drops are just way better than this guy. So we need to thin our deck out before then. Organ Infiltrator's not bad. I'm just thinking if we ever need to catch up and we're like, man, I need to draw a taunt, it's going to have to be the Shield Master. Yep. Okay. So we had to pass up on our first Free from Amber, which I think was fine, and I also think we don't really need one here. I think Bonemare is actually better, and maybe even we take the Shadow Word Death because we are getting pretty heavy in this area. Do we really want to be sitting on a Bonemare and 2 Coffin Crashers on like turn 5? Our hand could be so heavy. I mean, Bonemare is just insane though. Free from Amber, I don't know, probably rated a little higher just because of the ceiling. Bonemare, you know what you're getting, and what you're getting is great. I'm not saying Bonemare is not great. Clearing a 5 or more could be good with this deck too. We don't really have that many answers. We don't have a silence yet. This is probably the toughest pick yet. I don't think though there's a wrong choice, right? There's just going to be some time in this game where I'm like, man, I really wish I had a Shadow Word Death. It's going to make a huge difference. But the same is going to go true for Bonemare, right? I was just talking about Taunt. Bonemare gives you so much options with Taunt. I think I'm okay. I think I rule out the free from Amber. So it's down to these two. Gonna go with the Bonemare. What do you guys think? Bonemare? Alright, Bonemare. Let's do it. Okay, we already have one Psychic Scream. Never bad to have two. Mind Control can really get you some value. I think I might rather have a Death than a Mind Control. But maybe I'm off my meds tonight. Is that too crazy? I don't know. We just have so much value with our own minions. Is there ever a time? I mean, there's gonna be a time, but it might be rare. I know, but it might be rare where I'm thinking, man, Mind Control is more valuable right now than dropping one of these guys. Because of the pool of cards is such crap, sometimes you're looking at a board of crap and holding on to Mind Control and thinking, man, there's not even anything worth mind controlling here. That happens probably too often. But it almost has the same value as Death, right? I mean, if you want to kill something, you probably want to take it. But this can happen, on turns 1 through 9. This cannot. Well, 3 through 9. We could also moneyball it, right? So, mathematically speaking, statistically speaking, luck speaking, we've been offered 3. This is our 3rd Shadow Word Death. So, the chances of getting offered a 4th is pretty low. The chances of getting offered a 2nd Mind Control is more likely. Yeah, against some of the late game stuff, Mind Control is better. I feel like right now our deck is really lacking mid game though, right? Like if we get the curve right, we should be fine turns 1 through 4 or 5. If they get some huge guys in the middle, if they take control turn 5 and they've got, I don't know, a thug that they're building up, if they've got even a berserker against a warrior, we could just be getting our butts kicked there in the middle until we get some stability with these guys. Like, yeah, these guys are great, but Bone Drake is not going to be good on turn 6 if we're behind 10 life and he's got something on the board. Whereas Shadow Word Death on turn 5 followed by Bone Drake or Holy Water is better. I'm going to take the Shadow Word Death, and we're going to get another Mind Control. That's my motto. These are all good 2-drops, actually. I think this is the worst one for us, just because of what we've got going on. I'm going to do the Squashling. I think we can get the most value out of the Squashling here. We've already got both those guys. Let's get a Disciple. All right, a Silence. Thank you. Thank you. We had 5 cards left. We always want a Silence. No, Wicked Fingers, where were you? Where were you when I was picking? Okay, so we've got 1 Pain. I think we take the Taunt. Our Taunts are looking sad. So Mind Games. Okay, so I was just talking earlier about my YouTube videos. One of them, the HS Files, is just about investigating the weird things they've done in Hearthstone for microbalancing. I haven't gotten to Mind Games yet. We're going to get to random cards being pulled out of your deck. For some reason, Mind Games is one of the weirdest ones, because if they don't have any minions in their deck, it gives you like a shadow minion, right? How many do that? So since then we've developed Recruit. How many times now if you recruit and there's nothing to recruit, do you get a 1/1? Never. It never happens. It's so funny that they have these weird micro balances that they make, these decisions they made 4 years ago that are like, hey, you know what, man, Mind Games really sucks if they don't have a target. Let's give them a 1/1 so that you at least get something. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So we will get to that. This weekend is about Ravencaller. We'll get to Mind Games, but yeah, I don't know. That's a crazy one. I think we take the card draw. We love card draw. Don't get nearly enough of it. God, is this the worst possible? Do we have anything from Meat Wagon? We don't even have an egg to grab. All right. There you go, Knight. So we never got our dragon synergy. That's sad. But Twilight Drake is still the best here. I feel like Night Prowler's missing one little extra love there. Something that maybe that stealth the turns it comes into play, maybe rush if it's alone, so that you can kind of catch up. I think it's missing just one little thing there. Let's do the Drake. All right, I think we're okay with this deck. We got a silence. We always want a silence. We got 2 poison, 2 of my favorite poison. Love those guys. A little bit of card draw, one of each shadow words. I'm a little bummed I didn't get the MC tech. We passed up on 2 free from Ambers, one for Psychic Scream and the other one for Bonemare, but I think they were worth it.